Okay, you hear that sound. That distant jet roar, the crowd noise. It just pulls you right in, doesn't it? Welcome to the deep dive. We're the ones who dig through all the info, find the connections, and basically hand you the good stuff, tailored just for you. Today we're looking up, way up. We're diving into a Toronto institution, something that totally takes over the city Labor Day weekend. It's the Canadian International Air Show, the CIAS.
It really is amazing how it's just like part of Toronto's DNA now. I'm rocking 76 years for 2025. 76, it started way back in 1946. That actually makes it the longest running air show in North America. It's like a flying museum, but also, super exciting.
76 years is wild.
Yeah.
And it's not just, planes flying around. It's the big finale for the CNE, the Canadian National Exhibition. It pulls in over 1 million people every year. I mean, no wonder it keeps getting named a top 100 event in Ontario. So our mission today for this deep dive is basically to be your shortcut. We've gone through the official sites, the press releases, checked out local guides, even what people are saying online. We want to arm you with all the cool facts, the must-know details, so you can really get the most out of it. Doesn't matter if you're a total aviation geek or just curious why everyone's looking up.
Right. And maybe first things first, let's lock down those key dates and times. Super important. The main show days are Saturday, August 30th, Sunday the 31st, and Monday, September 1st. And the actual flying happens each day between 12:00 p.m. and 3:4 p.m.
Okay. Noon to just after 3:30. Got it.
And here's a pro tip. Friday, August 29th. That's practice day.
Yeah.
Same times, 12:00 to 3:40 p.m. It's a great chance to see a lot of the acts, maybe with slightly smaller crowds than the weekend itself.
Oh, good one. Practice day, Friday. Okay, so with the schedule sorted, let's get to the stars of the show. Who's actually up there? The sources are promising, like a mix of old favorites and really high-powered performers, plus history tributes and cutting-edge stuff. Sounds like quite the lineup.
It absolutely is. And it kind of shows both sides, the history and where aviation is going, kicking things off. Military-wise, you've got the Canadian Forces, snowbirds. Everyone knows them, right?
Yeah.
They're tight formations, that precision flying. It always gets the crowd going.
Oh, yeah, total crowd pleasers.
And then brace yourself for the noise. The CF-18 demo team is back. Canada's main fighter jet. They promise a loud and proud performance. Believe me, you'll feel it.
I bet. That deep rumble. And it's not just Canadian teams, right? What about international performers? Any big names making an appearance?
Yeah, this year we've got the USAF F-35 demonstration team. That's the U.S. Air Force bringing the F-35 Lightning II. It's really advanced stuff, stealth, incredible power, a real look at modern air power.
Wow, the F-35 demo team. Okay, that's big. So beyond the military jets, what about the solo artists of the sky, the aerobatics?
Right, that's where you see some incredible individual skill. We've got Luke Penner making his CIS debut. He flies an extra 330 SC. It's a high-performance aerobatic plane. Expect some jaw-dropping solo moves.
A debut. Cool.
And Trevor Rafferty's back with his Pitts 12. This thing is unique. It's home-built. A 400-horsepower beast. Looks like something from the 1930s barnstorming era, but he pushes it to the max.
A home-built 400-horsepower plane. That sounds kind of wild. And wait, I saw something about a cat. A wing-walking cat.
Yes, you did. That's Mike and Samantha Trigdison. Their act is called Airshow Cat Wing Walker. It's definitely one of those acts you won't forget. Very unique. Always popular.
Okay, gotta see that. What else?
Well, there's the Northern Stars Pitts team. That's an aero team, so more formation flying. Dan Fortin in his Nanchang CJ-6, which is a classic trainer aircraft. Marco Rusconi is flying the P-51 Mustang, legendary WWII Warbird. And the Royal Canadian Air Force is also bringing the CP-140 Aurora. That's their long-range patrol plane. And the CH-146 Griffin helicopter. So yeah, it's that mix, military, aerobatics, classics, and the totally unexpected.
That really does sound like a packed show. Now, here's something interesting we picked up. Kind of shows the behind-the-scenes stuff. The CL-415 water bomber, the big firefighting plane from the Ministry of Natural Resources. It was announced in some press releases, sounded like an impressive demo, but on the official performer list right now, it actually says canceled.
Yeah, and that's just the reality of putting on an event this massive, right? Things change, schedules are always subject to weather, maintenance. Maybe the aircraft was needed elsewhere. It happens. It kind of underscores how complex these shows are.
Yeah.
Makes you appreciate the acts that do make it even more.
Good point. It's a dynamic thing. So keep in mind, everyone, the lineup we just discussed, it might not even be the final list. They said more performers to be announced. So stay tuned for potential surprises.
Exactly.
Okay, so we know who's flying. Now, the big question, where do you watch it all? Getting the right spot is key, right? Whether you want to pay for the premium view or find a great free spot.
Absolutely crucial for your experience. Let's start with the ticketed options, the premium stuff. The main place is the exclusive Air Show Zone. That's at 1095 Lakeshore Boulevard West, right there in Maryland Bell Park on the grass. This puts you like front and center. You get the live narration, the commentary explaining everything. Plus, there's even a pre-show water display around 11:30 a.m. Gates open at 10 a.m.
Okay, center stage. And inside that zone, there are different levels.
Yeah, general admission gets you rows and chairs, access to the food trucks, and the refueling station bar. Big heads up, though. Mostly cashless, so bring your cards. Although, apparently the F-35 team might take cash for their merch. Just something to keep in mind.
Good tip. Cashless mostly. What if you want something fancier?
Then you look at the flight deck, more of a VIP chalet experience. You get comfy seating round tables, chairs, umbrellas. There's an open bar, wine, beer, soft drinks, water, and a pretty nice lunch buffet. They mentioned meat, vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free options, so pretty comprehensive.
Sounds very comfortable. And there's a new option this year, too. Something on the water?
Ah, yes. The Skydeck Cruise VIP experience. Brand new. Basically, you watch the show from a private yacht out on the water. Prime position. It includes a gourmet boxed lunch and water. Other drinks probably available for purchase. Companies like Gone Sailing Adventures run these.
Watching from a yacht, that's definitely different. And a really nice bonus. All those ticket types, GA, Flight Deck, Skydeck, they include same-day entry to the CNE.
Yeah, that's a huge value add. You can make a whole day of it, air show, then hit the X.
Totally. Okay, but not everyone wants or needs a ticket. What about finding a good free spot? Toronto's waterfront must have options.
Oh, tons. Hanlan's Point Beach over on the Toronto Islands. That's often called the best free view from land. Planes fly pretty much directly overhead. It feels really close to the action.
Hanlan's Point. Okay. Anything to know before heading there?
Well, yeah. Quick pro tip, as the sources call it. The south end is clothing optional. The north end isn't. So pick your spot based on your comfort level. Also, ferries will be packed, like really packed Labor Day weekend. Get there early, super early. Or maybe look into a water taxi, like those tiki taxi things, maybe quicker.
Right. Plan ahead for the islands. What about mainland parks?
Maryland Bell Park, right beside the ticketed zone, has a clear view. But it'll likely be the most crowded free spot, fills up fast. Budapest Park, just down at Sunnyside Beach, is a good backup if Maryland Bell is jammed. Coronation Park is another decent option. You get views of planes taking off from Billy Bishop Airport, plus some flyovers like the F-35s might buzz right over. People say it can be a bit less crowded there, too.
Okay, Coronation might be a good bet then. Any others further west?
Yeah, keep going west along the lakefront. Trillium Park, Humber Bay Park, East or West, even Mimico Waterfront Park are all good possibilities. Ontario Place, too, specifically the west side, the piers and docks there. People mention those as good free spots. Oh, and one more slightly different idea. Along the Humber River, south of Dundas, near Kings Mill Park, apparently the flight path for the jets and trick planes often goes over the river there. Might not see everything, like the big formations perfectly, but still a cool view.
Wow, okay. Lots of choices for free viewing. The main takeaway seems to be get there early, like really early.
Absolutely. Bring your blanket or chairs, pack a cooler, hat, sunscreen, make a day of it, and claim your spot. And maybe earplugs. Especially for kids, or if you're sensitive to noise. Those jets are loud.
Definitely earplugs. Good call. Now, you mentioned watching from the water with the Skydeck cruise, but what about just taking your own boat out or chartering one?
Yep. Boating can offer probably the best view, honestly. Seeing the snowbirds from your own space on the water, pretty amazing. However, and this is the big but, safety is absolutely paramount. Cannot stress this enough. There's a 1-mile exclusion zone around the show area. You cannot go inside that.
1 mile.
And critically, if you're chartering a boat, you must use a licensed, insured, Transport Canada certified operator. Like the example, Gone Sailing Adventures, they're legit.
Right, this is super important. How do you know if an operator is legit? What should you look for?
Okay, good question. They need the proper commercial license, like a limited master or an SVOP, small vessel operator proficiency. The boat itself needs to show its commercial registration number. It usually starts with a C, clearly visible, not just a personal boat registration number starting OSAN. They should have a Transport Canada blue decal or inspection certificate proving it meets safety standards for carrying passengers commercially. And they must have commercial liability insurance. Ask to see proof if you're unsure.
So check for the C number, ask about the license, the inspection decal, the insurance. Got it.
Exactly. And watch out for red flags. The sources warn about illegal operators. They might offer prices that seem way too low, ask for cash only, Be vague about the boat's details or registration. Maybe they want to pick you up at a public park instead of a proper marina, or tell you to pretend you're just friends of the owner. These are all signs they might not be operating legally or safely. People have gotten hurt doing this. It's really not worth the risk to save a few bucks.
Definitely not. Safety first, especially on the water with low-flying jets around. And there are harbor closures, too.
Yes, important for boaters. The western channel of Toronto Harbor and a big chunk of Humber Bay will be closed to all marine traffic. This starts about an hour before the show each day, including the practice day, Friday, and lasts until the show ends. So roughly 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. or so, Friday through Monday.
Okay, so plan your own boating routes around that closure.
Right. And if you're watching from your boat, you have to stay in specific designated areas. Basically, east of Gibraltar Point, south of a line towards Humber Bay Park, and west of a line near Humber Bay Park, heading towards the Humber River. Chart 2085 shows it. The Toronto Police Marine Unit will be out there enforcing these zones, so know where you're allowed to be.
Makes sense. Okay, lots to consider for viewing. Let's shift to making the whole visit smoother. Ground experiences, practical tips. You mentioned something about becoming a CIS insider. What's that about?
Oh, yeah, the Insider program. It's just a free email sign-up on their website. But it's actually pretty valuable. You get some serious perks, like early bird discounts, sometimes up to 50% off tickets when they first launch. That's huge. You get performer announcements before the general public knows.
Oh, nice. Be the first to know.
And this is really useful. They email you the flying schedule each morning of the show, so you know exactly who's flying when, plus other insider-only deals, behind-the-scenes content, stories from the performers. It's more than just a newsletter.
That email schedule sounds brilliant for planning your day. Okay, what else is happening on the ground? I saw something about a STEM zone.
Yes, the STEM zone. It's free, you don't need an air show ticket, and it's right next to the exclusive air show zone. Open Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's all about science, technology, engineering, and math. Related to aviation, of course. They have hands-on exhibits, VR demos. You can see some real aircraft parts up close, maybe. It's really designed to get kids and adults, frankly, excited about aerospace and maybe inspire some future careers.
Love that. Free, interactive, educational. Sounds great. And can you actually meet any pilots?
Usually, yes. They schedule appearances where you can meet some of the featured performers. Check the schedule closer to the date for who and when. And for food, back in the main ticketed zone, you've got the food trucks and the refueling station bar. Again, just remember, it's mostly cashless.
Right. Okay, let's talk accessibility. Big event. Lots of people. How are they accommodating everyone?
They seem to have put good effort into this. In the CIS exclusive air show zone itself, there are accessible washrooms. And there's a designated accessible seating area. It's first come, first serve, offers a mix of shade and good views. The area is mostly grass, but there's some paved paths.
What about getting into that zone if you use a mobility device?
Good question. They give specific advice. If you can't manage stairs, you should enter from the west end off British Columbia Drive and use the pedestrian walkway over Lakeshore. They explicitly state the Bailey Bridge is not accessible if you have mobility equipment or even a stroller, so avoid that route.
Okay, west end entry, avoid the bridge. Got it.
And since the ticket includes CNE access, what about accessibility over there?
Right, the CNE has its own robust accessibility program. They offer a 50% discount on admission for persons with disabilities if you buy in person. And a support person gets in free if they have an Access 2 card. Service animals are welcome, just need the proper ID for the animal.
That's great. Any special facilities at the CNE? Yeah, some cool new things this year, actually. They have new W sensory rooms. These are quiet, calming spaces if the crowds and noise get overwhelming. Really thoughtful addition. And something called the NW Wimble program. This is pretty groundbreaking. It provides free on-site personal support attendance to help guests with daily living activities if needed. Plus, you can rent wheelchairs and scooters through Scouts Canada, though booking ahead is a good idea.
Wow, sensory rooms and free support attendance. That's really impressive. What about getting to the CNE grounds accessibly?
Public transit is probably your best bet. The Exhibition Joe station is fully accessible, elevators and all. TTC also has accessible buses and streetcars serving the area, plus Wheel-Trans. If you do drive, there's designated accessible parking in CNE lots 850 and 852. But again, first come, first served, so arrive early.
The recurring theme, arrive early. Okay, general logistics then, getting there, what to bring.
Definitely lean towards public transit TTC, Joe train. Driving means dealing with altered traffic patterns and very limited parking. Spots like the Green P lot nearby or Ontario Place lots will fill up incredibly fast. If you must drive, yeah, super early, what to pack? Refillable water bottle, stay hydrated, hat, Sunglasses, comfy shoes, you'll be doing some walking or standing. Sunscreen, definitely. We mentioned earplugs already. Good idea. And obviously, don't forget your tickets if you bought them.
Right, don't leave the tickets at home. What if you just absolutely can't make it down there? Any way to watch remotely?
Yes, they usually offer live streaming. Check the CIA's homepage during the show weekend. They typically have two options, a narration-only audio stream so you can hear the commentary, or a full live video stream. The video stream is usually Saturday and Sunday, while the audio stream covers all 3 show days.
Perfect for those who can't be there. Now, the inevitable question in Toronto, what about weather? What if it rains or gets foggy?
Yeah, the weather contingency. So safety comes first. If the weather's bad, high winds, low cloud ceiling, heavy rain performances might be modified. They might do a flat show or a low show, meaning less vertical maneuvering, or in worst cases, acts could be canceled for safety. Here's the key thing, though. Tickets are non-refundable and non-transferable, even if the flying schedule changes due to weather.
Okay, so you take your chances with the weather.
Pretty much. But
Yeah.
the ground exhibits, the STEM zone, the performer meet and greets, those usually continue rain or shine. And your ticket still gets you into the CNE. So even if the planes aren't flying, you still have access to a whole bunch of other entertainment. It's not a total loss.
Good point. There's still plenty to do. And just quickly, any final notes on safety or noise? People sometimes worry about that.
Yeah, they emphasize that safety is their absolute top priority. They work closely with Transport Canada and Aviation Canada, all the authorities. There's a professionally run emergency response committee, on-site police, fire, EMS are all right there. Noise-wise, yes, it's loud, but they operate within Transport Canada's regulations for air shows. Oh, and one last detail. Because it's an over-water show focused on the flying, there aren't any static aircraft displays on the ground like you see at some other air shows. All eyes are on the sky.
Got it. No static displays. Okay, well, I think that covers just about everything. That's your deep dive into the Canadian International Air Show 2025. From the incredible lineup, snowbirds, F-35s, that wing-walking cat, to all the viewing options, ticketed or free, plus the ground activities like the STEM zone, accessibility info, all the tips. It really sounds like an amazing way to cap off the summer over Labor Day weekend.
It really is quite something. And, thinking about it, 76 years, North America's longest-running air show. It's so ingrained in Toronto. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Beyond just the cool planes and the skill, what is it about flight that just keeps fascinating us? It feels almost primal.
Yeah, like how does an event like this, which is so visceral, so about the sky, keep pulling in over 1 million people year after year, especially now in our super digital world? What is it about seeing those machines, those pilots, that keeps this tradition so alive? And maybe what new dreams will this 76 show spark? Who's going to be the kid looking up this year, getting inspired?
Definitely something to think about while you're watching.
Exactly. Well, we hope this deep dive has got you fully prepped and excited for the show. Thanks for joining us.